Yo, what is up everyone? Trevito here. Just wanted to make a Pokemon vid about the new Pokemon games, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I'm really excited about the games. I can't wait for them to come out in November. I'm definitely going to get one. I'm not sure which one yet though. Let me know what you guys are going to get below. And so this video right now, I just wanted to make it as quick as possible and talk about 5 things I wrote down that were good, I think, for the games and for the franchise, and then 5 things that weren't so good, I think. So let me know what you guys think about my thoughts once I'm done saying them. So let's start off positive, talk about the 5 good things that I think are going to be coming out of this game. Number 1 of 5, it's not in any particular order either, just so you guys know. It's not like, the first one I mentioned is, the best of the best and whatnot. It's just 5 things good, 5 things bad, all right? So, let's talk about the good. So, the good, it's going to make people play Pokemon Go again. I'm not going to lie. I kind of went off of Pokemon Go a little bit. A lot of my friends did as well that got onto it. They had like 700 million downloads or something crazy like that. That's amazing. Pokemon definitely took over the world for a little bit. But a lot of people definitely fell off. And I think anybody watching this can agree with me that definitely the hype that was there definitely is not there now. And those that did stay, kudos to them. And those that have been playing, every generation and hopped on to go and still stay, then definitely they're troopers for sure. Salute to you guys for sure. A lot of people going on Pokemon Go again. It's going to be really great for the company. Because it's just going to make people, more addicted to it again. Because, it's not only just the game that you're playing on your Nintendo console. Before it was a 3DS, now it'll be the Switch. But now, hey, back on the phone again. Back on, catching Pokemon outside, like inside your house even. That's going to be really good. It's going to get people more active. I feel like that's just a huge benefit. So let's go with the second thing. The second thing is going to be the open world. The fact that we have this 3D RPG of Kanto. Now, a lot of people always wondered what it would look like, what Kanto would look like in 3D. And now we finally know. They made it. It looks nice. I mean, it's not like, leagues beyond, the 3DS games. However, it is better. I think it's crisper. I like the chibi kind of like characters. I really like the nostalgic feeling too, in a way where it's like, like during the video I was like, oh, that's Fuchsia City, that's the Golden Bridge. It was really neat. I really like the decoration of the Cerulean Cave as well, with the stones and everything in the background and Mewtwo. It looks really cool. All the graphics overall, especially for fighting, look awesome. I like the animations of the Pokemon walking around. That's really cool. So I think it just brings more excitement for future games, knowing that the future games will be on the Nintendo Switch. I think it brings excitement for like, wow, these games are going to look this great, and like the models are going to be, this awesome. It makes me excited to even see like other remakes, such as like everybody wants the Sinnoh remake of Gen 4. Imagine how that place is going to look, especially with the mountains and all that. So definitely excited for that. So let's go to number 3. Pokemon following you again. Pokemon following you again. Everybody wanted that. That's like one of my favorite features in all the games. If you have a Pokemon game where the Pokemon follows you, I am sold. I'd be like that for a few of you too. That was one of the greatest features. Made you, I don't know, more into the game, like more intimate with the game, and made you feel like, you actually have like a Pokemon that's there with you, literally by your side. So that was a great feature for them to add back in. They even one-upped us too. They said, oh, if you know what, instead of having one Pokemon out there for you, we can even make it 2. You can have like your Pikachu on your shoulder and riding an Onix and stuff like that. You could be riding Lapras with Eevee on your head. It's so cool. So it's not only just one Pokemon. You could have two Pokemon out there, like right next to you. So they kind of one-upped us with that, which I thought was really amazing. And I'm so glad that happened. So the next one I want to talk about, the fourth one for the good, is the new Poke Ride. So Pokéride was established in Gen 7 in Pokemon Sun and Moon, so, we'd have, like, Machamp for certain tasks, Charizard for certain tasks. Basically, like, any of the HMs had a different Pokemon for it. So I'm really, really glad that now you can use different Pokemon, not just those specific ones in Sun and Moon. From what they showed, you can fly with Charizard. That's a given. But, I'm really curious. Can you fly with others, too? They kind of said in general, depending on, like, how big the Pokemon is, I guess you could say, it would determine, like, how they follow you or, like, how you interact with them when they're out of their Pokeball. So riding on an Onix, super cool. That's really amazing. Riding on an Onix is cool. I really wonder if you could, like, end up riding on a Blastoise or something in the water too. I think that'd be really cool to see. So I'm really glad that they brought in other Pokemon to be featured for these HMs, I guess you could say. Or if they're not even just only used for HMs, like, I mean, it's super cool. Like, it's almost like having that Soar in Oras, where, like, you can fly on Latios or Latias. That's almost like what it seems like they're doing with the Charizard there. So that's really neat. So the fifth good thing I'm going to say is the two-player. So the two-player, I think it's incredible. It's something like, ever since Gen 3, when you could have your secret bases in the Hoenn region, ever since Gen 3, I've always, like, when you had your secret base, I always, like, wish that I could have, like, a second player just in there with me. Just see two of the characters in there. That was something I always wanted. Also, I think it's just going to be cool, too, like, saying, hey, like, you want to come over and play Pokemon. Now it's not about just, oh, hey, we have to battle each other. Oh, hey, let's see if we can trade something or sit there side by side playing. You can literally both be in the TV screen at the same time. Now, I don't know if, like, how they're going to do the second character. Like, the second character is going to, like, always be a girl or a boy, or what Pokemon they can have on them, etc. But yeah, I think it's super cool that you could both be in the game at the same time. You could both battle at the same time. You could catch Pokemon at the same time. That I feel like that enhances the friendly experience. And I know like Nintendo and Pokemon, like, one of the things they always wanted to emphasize with that, which, like, was super emphasized in Pokemon Go, was, and, like, link cables back in the day, was, like, people to get together and hang out and stuff. And this makes it happen again, and I think in probably the coolest way. Besides actually what they did with Pokemon Go with, like, the Pokestops and all that, I thought that was pretty raw. But I really love the two-player feature. I think it's awesome. So let's go with the bad. So I'm going to say 5 bad things now. So when it comes to the bad, number 1, way too easy. I mean, we've seen speed runs of this thing in like 30 minutes on the normal Game Boy, okay? Imagine a speed run of this where you don't have to even weaken Pokemon to catch them. You can have a second person fight people with you. Those 2-on-1 battles, like I said, I just said I know that I love the 2 people thing, but at the same time, like, there is a con about it. Having 2 people 2-on-1, that's like so unfair, for the computer, and it would just make it so freaking easy. Imagine gym battling with 2 people. Like, imagine the Elite Four facing them 2-on-1 all the time. You'd speed through that. Like, you don't have to go and take your Pokemon back, like, while they're in the party, like, waste a turn reviving them and full restoring them and stuff. However, I don't know. I feel like that takes a little bit of the fun out of it. That's been a complaint I've noticed in the community, where, like, Pokemon games have been getting, like, way too easy, like, by generation, I guess, especially with Sun and Moon. But I feel like the easiness with the catching of the Pokemon too easy. And I know a lot of people that have stuck with Go. They were, like, people that hadn't played Pokemon, like, since they were growing up. And I'm talking growing up when they were, like, in elementary school, and all that existed for them literally was just like red, blue, or green or yellow. And them coming back to this and, like, getting used to, like, this new system, it's going to be kind of like a culture shock, I guess you could say, when Gen 8 comes out and, like, they buy the 2019 game, and then they're like, holy cow, like, man, I wish I could just throw the Pokeball and catch the Pokemon, like, on the first try, just based off of the green light. and now I have to like waste 30 Ultra Balls on this thing. I think that might get like a little annoying to them, but hey, it is what it is. We all have to deal with it. So let's go with the second thing. So besides the easiness is like just the leveling up process, like earning experience points and everything. I feel like at the end of the day, it will be like practically the same as far as, you know, battle a trainer, your Pokemon will get experience, you know, the whole 9 yards. But I was one of those that used to not mind grinding it out in the grass too much, like especially when I knew, dang, you know what, like I want to make my like let's say for Kanto, I want to make my Squirtle, or I want to have a Wartortle before I face Brock, basically. You know, then I would just grind it out in the grass. You know, and fight bug catchers. Obviously, the bug catchers, you have a limit to how much you can fight them, but grind it out in the grass until we leveled up, and then boom, go from there. Like, you know, and at any point in the game, like even like right before the Elite Four, when you've like, let's say, beaten every trainer possible, grind it out in the grass, and level up your Pokemon. That's something that like helps the game, or like it's like an advantage to you, I guess. However, like we know with speed runs and stuff, like you don't necessarily have to do all that. You can build a decent team off of like catching Pokemon randomly in the wild to combat the Elite Four, especially with the legendary birds. But I just really think that it really takes away though, you know. So let's go on with the third one. So the third one with Kanto only being Kanto. We know Johto is part of Kanto, all right? They can't take that away from us now. Like, the last couple times we went to Kanto, we went to Johto too. So it kind of sucks knowing that that's there in existence and we can't even, like, get a taste of it. They haven't even mentioned it as far as like a possible post game yet either. Like, I mean, they did say it's only the 151, which actually brings me to the fourth bad thing, because only 151 Pokemon, man. It's like, only 151. It has some of the Alolan forms, and I get it's easy for them as, you know, developers. Like, okay, if we add any extra Pokemon, make the Alolan forms. Like, you know, we just throw in a different color here and there and stuff. Now, having hopefully a Alolan Vulpix will be in there. Like, that's super neat. Like, I would love to have an Alolan Ninetales in the Pokemon League, for example. That'd be awesome. Or even like a Sandshrew. Yo, if I could have a Ground-type Sandslash and an Ice-type Sandslash in the Pokemon League, that'd be cool. Because I've always liked Sandshrew and Sandslash. Just because they were like really neat. And then that one Pokemon episode from back in the day where like the guy had his Sandshrew like training like in the water. I always thought that was awesome, if you know what I'm talking about. but yeah, so those kind of go like hand in hand. So there goes the Kanto one. And let me touch back on the leveling up one a bit too, because I kind of lost my train of thought there. For the leveling up also, like, you know, it's kind of confusing with you know, the CP thing. I just want to bring that up real quick. With the CP thing and the levels, I wonder how they're going to do that with transferring, because that's like a whole different game there. But anyways, let's talk about the last one. So the last thing I want to talk about that's kind of bad is, like, as much as they brought in like new and good mechanics, they let go of a few mechanics that I feel like are necessary for people that if they want them to hop on to like Gen 8 and be comfortable with Gen 8, and not get the culture shock then, which I know the whole thing is to like just not give them a culture shock as much and like just bring them in where they left off. But you know, like normal double battling. How about I don't need a second person to double battle. Like, let me double battle on my own so I can get strategic and maybe want to do a VGC you know, tournament or something. You know, so double battling was really cool. I loved it in the games. Like, it was really cool. Like, oh, I get to send out two of my Pokemon that I love so much and have them wreck, you know, the NPC. So double battling, post game too. Like, all the recent Pokemon games have had post games except for this. Apparently, like, that sucks. At least the Sevi Islands or something. Give us the Orange Islands. Like, hopefully after this video is made, they announce as we get near like November, they give us some confirmation like, yo, there will be some sort of post game, because if it's literally exactly like yellow or exactly like red or blue, then that means I could finish this game in like 30 minutes essentially and throw it in the back of my closet. Because what's a super major mechanic that's even from Gen 1 that they're leaving out is the literal grind of just only in the game you can catch all the Pokemon. People can catch every single Pokemon in Pokemon Go. There's probably some people that have practically every Kanto Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So what's the fun in that? Like, they can just transfer them over. And I understand with Pokebank it was very similar. And with Pokebank, that took a lot of fun out where, like, you don't have to grind out every single generation. It was kind of convenient too, but you don't have to grind out every generation. But that was something that, a lot of people liked. I did enjoy the grind. I enjoyed, like shiny hunting and stuff like that. I'm sure there's still going to be shiny hunters in this and everything, but I don't know. I feel like there's way less of a grind. And I feel like grinding is just a mechanic in the game. Like, it really is. Not like by definition terms, but like it's just something that it's just been there. So speaking of grinding, like, how about just perfecting your battling skills and battling period, which is like what you raise your Pokemon for the most part, is like battling them. Let's be real. So, battle tower, battle tree, things like that. Like, is that going to be in the game, or like if I want to like keep fighting in game, I have to just like keep running through the Elite Four 1,000 times till like all my Pokemon go to level 100, or like, I mean, oh man, can we battle some of the same people again? That'd be really neat. Like, I hope they had that. So, some of these things, we'll know more and like could change up as more details, continue being released, or like on game day, like when the game's released. However, those are the bad. If you liked anything I had to say, please please subscribe. If you love Pokemon, please please subscribe. I'm going to be making way more Pokemon videos, specifically about Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu 2. General Pokemon videos as well, theory videos and stuff. I also talk about Dragon Ball here and other anime. So please please subscribe, and I can't wait to talk to you about Pokemon next time.